so then why does this happen? This happens because of the Kardashian effect. Everything wants to be like a noble gas, and they want to achieve full and stable S&P orbitals. They want to have a total of 8 valence electrons, just like the noble gases. And you can achieve this by either losing electrons, metals tend to do this, which makes them positive, or gaining electrons. Nonmetals tend to do this, which makes them negative. So this is when a metal and a nonmetal in an ionic fashion come together. There's going to be a big difference in how much they want those electrons. So one will lose and one will gain. And the other one, so that's ionic. And then covalent is what we say in quote share. It's really more of a battle that never ends. The tug of war never stops because no one loses and no one gains. There's just a anyway. But vernacular, we say share with other elements. All right, so let's explore that. We first of all know the number of valence electrons, hopefully by now. 8 is the maximum because valence electrons only include the S and the P subshells. So anything in the noble gases has 8 valence electrons, even though it's group 18. The one exception is here, helium. Helium should be over here with 2 valence electrons. Anyway, so everything's trying to get 8 except for hydrogen. It's trying to become like helium, which has 2. This has to do, again, with the Kardashian effect. Everything on the periodic table wants to do that. So all of these have 3 valence electrons. All these have 4. Group 14, group 15 have 5. Group 16 have 6. Group 17 have 7. All right. So valence electrons, either the outermost electrons, sort of the vanguard, the first ones you run into, the front lines, as it were, when 2 atoms come together. They're always just going to be in the S&P, and they thus have a maximum of 8. Remember that the D subshell is filling in the shell below the outermost, and the F subshell is filling in 2 below the outermost. So when you're filling up 4s is when you start filling up 3d, and after you filled up 5s is when you fill up 4d, and when you filled up 6s before you get into the F or the D. So you're always putting these D and F electrons underneath the outermost electrons because the S are always the first ones to go in.